Stanford University.
Welcome. Welcome to Stanford Medicine's 11th Annual Contemplation by Design Summit. I'm Dr. Tia Rich, founder and director of Contemplation by Design. It's my honor to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Al'ai Alvarez, who will be guiding us in a practice titled Showing Up as Yourself, Authenticity and Self-Compassion as a Way to Find Professional Fulfillment. Dr. Alvarez is a recognized leader in wellness, diversity, equity, and inclusion. As a clinical associate professor of emergency medicine at Stanford, he directs wellness programs and co-leads the Human Potential team. Alvarez also oversees the Stanford Emergency Medicine Physician Wellness Fellowship and chairs the Stanford WellMD's Physician Wellness Forum. Additionally, he directs the Stanford WellMD Physician Resource Network peer support program. His work emphasizes humanizing physicians' roles, focusing on individual and team potential within high-performance environments. This involves enhancing process improvement, quality and clinical operations, recruitment, diversity and representation, and well-being, inclusion and belonging. Alvarez was a faculty fellow at the Stanford Byers Center for Biodesign from 2021 to 2022. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Al'ai Alvarez.
Thank you. All right, welcome to this space. I really appreciate this space dedicated to reconnecting with yourself. I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity. A dear friend of mine, Dr. Mariam Makowski, told me over about 5 years ago that there's a study among surgeons that if they meditated for over 14 minutes a day, after 2 weeks, they get to see the benefits of mindfulness. And I told her, I remember that because I'm an emergency physician, I tend to have a shorter attention span, and so maybe I can do it in 5 minutes. 5 years later, here I am leading a 45-minute meditation practice. So let's get started. Before that, I just want to thank Dr. Rich for the introduction. As an emergency medicine physician, I'm honored to contribute in this space. I wanted to also just share my gratitude to CCARE, Dr. Doty, Monica Warline, the Applied Compassion Training team, especially Robert, Monica, and Ilama for guiding me through these years. All right, so let's begin with a check-in. Part of showing up as yourself requires knowing who you are. And that includes knowing how you're feeling right now without judgment. So let's take a moment to settle in, taking a few deep breaths. Let's start with asking yourself, how am I feeling at this moment? Now allow whatever emotions that come up to simply be. Maybe there are clouds overhead, a sense of heaviness, or perhaps you're feeling the rainbows, the sunshine, lightness, and joy. Or maybe it's just average. Whatever it is, it's okay. Allow yourself to experience these feelings as they are, knowing that no single feeling defines you. Should thoughts, ideas, or feelings come at you strongly, simply pause. Notice it, maybe wave at it, and then just breathe. You don't always need to react or respond. You can simply acknowledge that it's there. And again, just say hello and let it pass. Breathe deeply and recognize that all emotions are just part of your experience. Give yourself permission to simply notice without needing to change or judge or even react. You're here exactly as you are, and that is more than enough. Some of you may wonder, is there a better way to do breathing exercises? I'm not sure about that, although personally as an emergency physician, I tend to gravitate towards what our military colleagues use. It's called box breathing. Whatever breathing exercise you decide to do in the future, just remember that the goal is to simply calm the mind. You see, our brain has developed to make connections. So we're constantly thinking. Add to this the many expectations and responsibilities that we carry, and the mind often goes on overdrive. So let's take this moment to calm our minds. Let's do the box breathing exercise together. Think of a box or a square and look at it. Each side is about 4 seconds. And so as we trace it, let's draw the line going up. And as you do that, take a deep breath in over 4 seconds. And then hold your breath for over 4 seconds as you draw across the line. As the line moves down the box, exhale over 4 seconds. And as you draw across once more, hold your breath again over 4 seconds. Now let's do this again. Take a deep breath in over 4 seconds. Hold your breath over 4 seconds. Exhale over 4 seconds. And hold your breath for over 4 seconds. Let's do a couple more cycles. Inhale over 4 seconds. Hold your breath over 4 seconds. Exhale over 4 seconds. And then hold your breath again over 4 seconds. Take a deep breath in over 4 seconds. Hold your breath over 4 seconds. Exhale over 4 seconds. And hold your breath for over 4 seconds. So I just want us to reflect on the emotions that have come up, especially as we were able to slow down our breathing. What emotions have you started to notice? Just notice that. Again, you don't have to fix anything or push anything away. Just acknowledge where you're at and how you're feeling. As we move forward, it's also important to set the intention for this practice, to allow wisdom and compassion to help us understand the interplay between authenticity and self-compassion so that we can better show up as ourselves. And so let's allow this intention to gently guide us through this meditation practice. Remember, you're already taking the first step towards showing up as yourself by acknowledging your present state, whatever that may be. And so to further ground ourselves, let's just continue to find this comfortable position, either for those of you already seated or laying down, whatever else that feels best for you right now. Let's continue to take a moment to settle in, adjusting that posture so you feel fully supported and relaxed. Now that we've taken a few moments to calm our mind and to familiarize yourself with how each part of your body is feeling, let's continue to explore what it means to show up as yourself, to show up with authenticity and self-compassion as pathways to achieving this sense of professional fulfillment. Authenticity is a powerful and sometimes intimidating choice. To show up authentically means to present ourselves honestly, honoring our true values, honoring our feelings, our strengths, and also honoring our imperfections. It means embracing who we are, even in the face of these imperfections. Authenticity is about aligning with our true selves instead of hiding behind the roles or masks that we might feel pressured to wear. But authenticity is challenging because it often involves risks. The fear of judgment, rejection, or not being enough. These fears can feel so real that they can make showing up as ourselves overwhelming and sometimes not even worth the effort. And so it's natural to feel that being genuine might expose our vulnerabilities. We might worry, what if my true self doesn't fit in? What if I'm judged for who I really am? Recognizing these concerns is a vital step. As Brene Brown poignantly reminds us, our worth and our belonging are not negotiated with other people because we carry those inside our hearts. And she continues, I know who I am. I'm clear about that. I may fit in for you, but I no longer belong to myself. And that is a betrayal I'm not willing to do anymore. And so let's take a moment to reflect on this. Belonging is not about changing who we are to be accepted. It's about staying true to ourselves, even when it feels risky. When we try to fit in at the expense of our own identity or compromise our integrity simply to impress others, we lose that sense of inner belonging. When we're clear about who we are and honor our own true selves, our values, we then cultivate this sense of self-worth and belonging that can't be taken away easily. And so let's explore how self-compassion can help us face these obstacles and fears with courage, with tenderness, and understanding. As Dr. Kristina taught us, the first part of self-compassion requires this self-awareness, which serves as the foundation of authenticity. It's the practice of tuning in to our own thoughts, emotions, and needs as we've begun to explore in this meditation. Self-awareness helps us identify what genuinely matters to us beyond the external expectations or pressures. It's just simply noticing what is. But there may be obstacles here, such as the fear of facing our insecurities or uncovering parts of ourselves we're not really sure about just yet. It is natural to have moments where we might feel, this is too big for me. At these times, let us practice releasing the weight of perfectionism and letting go of the need to have everything figured out. By gently observing our fears, by gently observing our insecurities, we create space for understanding without judgment. In this moment, we can remind ourselves, it's okay to feel uncertain. I am in the process of learning about myself, and I don't need to have all the answers right now. It's okay to feel uncertain. I am in the process of learning about myself, and I don't need to have all the answers right now. It's okay to feel uncertain. I'm in the process of learning about myself, and I do not need to have all the answers right now. I'm reminded of this quote by Lavia Ajayi. I'm not the best. I don't have to be. I am enough. Through self-awareness, we allow ourselves the grace to evolve step by step in our own time. One of the main fears around authenticity is the concern that we might not belong or that our uniqueness might set us apart. But authenticity does not have to be isolating. In fact, showing up as ourselves is something that connects us to others. After all, we are all imperfect human beings, all learning and all evolving. And so this shared experience, the second part of self-compassion, our common humanity, reminds us that we are not alone. Everyone faces challenges, insecurities, and moments of doubt. Each one of us, at one point or the other, has felt the pressure to live up to other people's expectations. And so it begins with recognizing that these struggles are part of simply being human and part of the shared path to growth and being the better version of us. When we feel isolated or judged, I hope that we can remind ourselves that other people experience this too. So maybe ask yourself, how can I bring more understanding toward my own challenges, knowing that others have faced similar struggles? It's good to be reminded that we're not comparing ourselves to others. We're simply finding common ground. And so as we connect to this shared experience, we begin to feel less isolated. I'm not the only one who is dealing with this. I'm not the only one who's dealing with this. I am not the only one who is dealing with this or has dealt with this in the past. We recognize that the path to authenticity is not a lonely journey, and rather, it's one where we share with others who also want to show up as themselves, taking off our masks and showing up with imperfections and all. Perhaps one of the hardest part of authenticity, however, is facing our self-judgments. We may criticize ourselves for not being good enough, not being enough, or simply for feeling vulnerable. But part of showing up as ourselves means meeting these criticisms with self-kindness instead of harshness. Practicing self-kindness means extending the same warmth and patience to ourselves that we might offer a friend facing similar struggles. Amy Edmondson encourages us to shift from expecting perfection to expecting progress, from playing not to lose to playing to win. When we embrace progress over perfection, we give ourselves permission to grow authentically without the need to meet unrealistic standards. Instead of fearing mistakes, we can see them as steps forward on our path to a fuller, more genuine self. And so let's take a moment to reflect on any self-criticism that might be holding you back from showing up authentically. Perhaps there's a part of you that feels you need to be more or different to be accepted. Recognize these judgments, and then, as best as you can, let them go. Forgiving ourselves for believing that we are not enough is a powerful act of self-compassion. In those moments, imagine saying to yourself, as Liz Gilbert so gently reminds us, I'm right here. I've got you. I love you. And I'm not going anywhere. I am right here. I've got you. I love you. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. I've got you. I love you, and I'm not going anywhere. These words are a promise of self-compassion, a reminder that you are worthy of unconditional acceptance from yourself, no matter what. Remember, you always have a choice. You may not always like the choice, but you always have one. So whenever you're in doubt, choose kindness, or in this case, choose self-kindness. When you feel self-judgment creeping in, practicing saying to yourself, I am enough as I am, it's a good mantra to keep repeating to yourself. I'm good enough as I am. I am enough as I am. Instead of the harshness, give yourself grace. This kindness nurtures our courage, allowing us to continue showing up fully without having to change who we are at our core. And so let's take a moment to reflect on times when you truly felt yourself, moments when you felt free to express your thoughts, emotions, and values without hesitation or judgment. Perhaps it was a time with close friends, a place where you felt safe, or even a brief moment when you felt understood and accepted. Now recall how it felt to be genuine, to be accepted as you are. Now I invite you to close your eyes again if you haven't already. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine a place where you feel completely safe, a space where you're free to be true to yourself without any pressure, judgment, or expectation. Picture this space in as much detail as you can. It might be a real place, or perhaps it's somewhere that exists only in your imagination. In this space, this safe space, feel the sense of comfort and peace that surrounds you. Imagine the warmth of this environment, a feeling of acceptance that welcomes every part of who you are. Notice how it feels to fully relax, to let your guard down, or to be at ease with your true self. Picture yourself interacting with others from this space of authenticity. See yourself connecting with people around you without pretense, without trying to be someone else. Notice how natural it feels to communicate openly, to express yourself freely, and to allow others to see the real you. Allow this feeling of authenticity to sink in, a feeling of being at home in your own skin. Now, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, repeat to yourself, either silently or aloud, I am true to myself. I can show up as my authentic self. I am true to myself. I can show up as my authentic self. I am true to myself. I can show up as my authentic self. Repeat this affirmation with each breath, feeling its meaning settle within you. I am true to myself. I can show up as my authentic self. Let this affirmation become a gentle reminder of your strength, your worth, and the freedom that comes from embracing your true self. Now let's take a few more moments to rest in this feeling of authenticity, allowing it to fill you with a sense of calm and self-acceptance. And when you're ready, bring this feeling back with you, carrying it forward as a foundation for showing up today. Now let's take a moment to reflect on times when someone close to you, perhaps a best friend or a loved one, didn't feel that they could be their true self. Maybe they're holding back their thoughts or hiding a part of who they are out of fear, fear of rejection, maybe doubt or insecurity. Now recall how it felt to witness this, wanting them to feel free to express themselves fully, to see them unburdened and comfortable in their own skin. Now I invite you to close your eyes again, if it feels comfortable, and take a deep breath. As you exhale, picture a safe, warm space where you and your loved one can simply be without the weight of expectations. Now imagine this place as welcoming and free from judgment or pressure. In this space, picture a friend or loved one arriving with whatever emotions or experiences they may be carrying. Imagine your presence comforting them, letting them know it's safe to let their guard down. With each breath, see them becoming more comfortable, more at ease, and beginning to show up fully as themselves. You're holding a space of unconditional support where they can release any fears or doubts, allowing their true self to emerge. Now imagine yourself interacting with them from a place of wisdom and compassion, giving them the reassurance and permission again to be authentic without fear or hesitation. Notice how it feels to witness them experiencing this freedom, to see them embracing their true self with ease. And as you hold this space for them, remember that you too have had moments when it was difficult to be true to yourself, times when you had to navigate challenges that felt overwhelming. And yet, you handled it with grace as best as you know how. And you found a way through, and you're still here, stronger and just as perfectly imperfect as you. And so allow yourself to acknowledge all that you've been through, honoring the wisdom and strength that have carried you to this very moment that we're sharing together. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, repeat to yourself, either silently or aloud, I hold space for myself and others to be authentic. With each breath, let this affirmation deepen within you. I hold space for myself and others to be authentic. Feel the warmth of this affirmation filling you with compassion and acceptance for yourself and for those you care about. And take a few more moments in this visualization, resting in the feeling of acceptance, compassion, and presence. When you're ready, bring this feeling with you, carrying it as a foundation for the relationships in your life and for the journey of showing up authentically, both for yourself and for your loved ones. Now imagine yourself as that loved one or best friend. Step into their shoes and see yourself from their perspective. Recognize that just like them, you too have moments when it feels hard to show up fully as yourself. Times when you feel vulnerable, uncertain, or afraid of being judged. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, extend to yourself the same kindness and compassion you so easily gave to your friend or loved one. Feel the warmth of understanding and acceptance that you offered so openly. Allow this kindness to flow inward, giving yourself the space to be exactly as you are, with no need to change, perform, or hide. Picture yourself holding that space for you, just as you did for your friend. Offer words of comfort and encouragement. It's okay to feel this way. You are safe. I'm right here. You are loved just as you are. Feel this kindness settling within you, reassuring you and grounding you. It's okay to feel this way. You are safe. I'm right here. You are loved just as you are. As you continue to breathe deeply, remember that you deserve this same compassion and grace as everybody else, including your loved ones. And so imagine any tension softening, any worries fading, and any feelings of inadequacy being met with gentle understanding. Rest in this feeling of compassion, allowing yourself to feel worthy, to feel seen, and to feel accepted. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, repeat to yourself, either silently or aloud, I deserve the same kindness and compassion that I give to others. With each breath, let this affirmation resonate within you. I deserve the same kindness and compassion that I give to others. I deserve the same kindness and compassion that I give to others. Allow this affirmation to become part of you, a reminder of the gentle power of self-compassion. Take these feelings with you, knowing that this kindness is always available to you, just as it is for those you love. Now, I invite you to take a deep breath and begin to visualize yourself setting and maintaining healthy boundaries in your life. Picture these boundaries as a gentle yet strong fence around you, designed not to keep others out, but to honor your own space, energy, your own well-being. So many of us have the illusion that we're in control. The reality is that while there are aspects of life that we can influence, there are many, many more that lie beyond our control. These boundaries allow us to focus on what is within our influence, our energy, our time, and values, while releasing what we cannot manage, including other people's reactions or expectations. Remember, you can still say no. Saying no is an option available to you, allowing you to protect your energy and prioritize what aligns with your needs and your values. And so imagine yourself saying no when necessary, or speaking up when something doesn't align with your values, acknowledging that while you can control your responses and choices, others may still respond in ways beyond your control. Visualize yourself expressing your needs clearly and calmly, knowing that these boundaries are not only reasonable, but essential for your own well-being. Feel the strengths of these boundaries supporting you, allowing you to interact with others from a place of clarity and respect. As you honor your boundaries, affirm to yourself, I can, and still. You can protect your space and still show compassion. You can honor your limits and still show up meaningfully. And so now envision the positive outcome of honoring these boundaries. See yourself more at ease and balanced and free to engage with others from a place of authenticity, not compromising yourself. Picture your energy remaining steady, your interactions feeling more genuine, and your sense of self feeling your control, helping you preserve your energy and allowing you to show up fully as yourself without feeling depleted or overextended. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, repeat to yourself, either silently or aloud, setting clear, healthy boundaries is a practice of self-compassion, so I may show up with authenticity. Setting clear, healthy boundaries is a practice of self-compassion, so I may show up with authenticity. Setting clear, healthy boundaries is a practice of self-compassion, so that I may show up with authenticity. And so with each breath, let this affirmation take root within you. Setting clear, healthy boundaries is a practice of self-compassion, so that I may show up with authenticity. And feel the affirmation settling into your being, becoming a reminder that by protecting your energy and focusing on what you can control, you're giving yourself the space to be true to yourself. And carry this feeling of empowerment and compassion with you, knowing that healthy boundaries are a gift you give yourself to show up in this world with authenticity. As we bring this practice to a close, let's take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating this time to reconnect with yourself, your values, and your inner strength. This journey of authenticity and self-compassion is not always easy, but today, right now, you have taken meaningful steps towards honoring who you truly are. Remember that each breath you took, each moment of awareness, and each gentle affirmation has planted seeds of self-compassion and authenticity. Showing up fully as yourself is an ongoing practice, one that begins with awareness, it grows with compassion, and strengthens through boundaries. Embrace this journey with patience, knowing that you have everything you need within you to show up as your true self. As an emergency physician, I often remind myself that I've chosen the hard path. And because of that, I can't afford to compromise my integrity simply to fit in. I might one day, because if I did, I might one day look back and regret not staying true to myself. And so I focus on being authentic, doing my best, and allowing things to unfold as they will, trusting that through all the challenges, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And so as you reflect on this time, remember we did our best. We tried doing exactly what we do when we're being who we are. And there's strength and courage in simply showing up. This practice is a step forward, just as you are. Take a final deep breath in, feeling the calm and strength within. And as you exhale, release any tensions, doubts, and judgments, knowing that they do not define you. Open your heart to the possibility of each day being a new chance to show up with authenticity. Whenever you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room around you. Begin to move your fingers and your toes, reconnecting with the space. And when you're ready, open your eyes, carrying forward this feeling of groundedness and compassion. Thank you for sharing this time and space. Remember, you are who you are, and you're amazing, amazingly and perfectly imperfect. May you carry with you a renewed sense of authenticity, self-worth, and self-compassion, knowing and embracing that you are and always have been enough, just as you are.
Dr. Alvarez, thank you for your generous, wise insights and your very practical, kind illumination and inspiration of the path of authenticity and self-compassion. We're grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you.